Trying to understand narcissism without knowing the scope of it is like studying consequences without knowing the cause. Unfortunately, there are many people who have been victims of narcissistic abuse. For some of us who have survived this ordeal, there are some unanswered questions regarding the origins of narcissism. For example, understand how come there are no consequences for narcissistic destructive actions. How come there is a clear indoctrination of narcissism in our society?
Hey, let's go! Hold up! Let's see you! You're canceling us again, why? For what? See, they don't give a shit about you. They don't give two fucks, there's 50 of you. And there's one of me here who spends the most money here, you little fuck. Yeah, fuck you, Arthur, you little faggot fuck. You wanna kick me off? Kick me off, you little piece of shit. You're an Uber driver. Go fucking drive, you little fuck. Minimum wage faggot. Go fuck yourself. See you later. Go pick up another fuck. You're working all day, guess what? I'm gonna sit on my ass and watch TV. Fuck you.
To help solve this conundrum, this channel produces videos exposing the scope of narcissism and promoting comprehension of its cause. Exposing the scope of narcissism may generate cognitive dissonance for people who have not yet awakened to the reality of narcissism in our world. Do not forget that evil is intelligent, and it's like an invisible snake that, while it is planning to make its attack, is planning to divide their victims into smaller and less strong groups. In addition to that, it creates disinformation in order for the victims to start fighting and hating each other so that it's easier to take them down and use them as supplies. While people are trying to figure out the consequences of narcissism without realizing what is causing it, narcissistic evil is running free, acquiring more victims, more supplies, without ever being held accountable for who they are and for what they do. For the most part, people focus on their personal experience with narcissistic abuse. These are the experiences reflecting the abuse caused by parents, siblings, personal or professional relationships. This is not to say that these experiences are not real, nor horrendous. They are very real and terrifying indeed. However, they're like a drop of water from the ocean. In order for us to understand the scope of narcissism, we need to understand the ocean and not only the drop from it. What is the larger scope of narcissism? What is the narcissistic matrix? The narcissistic matrix only exists in the mind, and that's the reason narcissists need to use gaslight and social conditioning to avoid people from understanding this. Through gaslight and social conditioning, narcissists create the matrix to hide the truth from humanity, allowing them to live a convincing, simulated life, while narcissists grow and harvest people to use as an ongoing supply source. The scope of narcissism, or its matrix, is control. It functions within a continuous loop. The control has many layers, and for the average person, the dominance begins with a medical profession, this being responsible for managing the birth of the child. The next layer is the parent, followed by psychiatrists, teachers, friends, family, peers, TV and media. The omni-narcissistic power has also different stages, maintained by councils, banks, corporations, and many more professions. All these people who do the control are, sometimes, unaware that they are supporting satanic narcissistic structures and are tripped into maintaining it by a higher layer of which is beyond reach for most. That's the reason enablers and flying monkeys exist. They are all part of the larger scope of narcissism. Moreover, that's one of the main reasons victims seeking help from lawyers, medical doctors, or psychiatrists usually have a very negative experience. Sadly, most of these people are not ready to see the scope of narcissism. Many victims are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the gaslight and social conditioning that they will fight to protect it. Social conditioning and gaslight program people to grow up and do what they are expected to do because they are told to do it, and then they start to believe that they are supposed to do it. Then they tell themselves it is all normal, because everyone else is doing it anyway. This is when abuse happens without consequences. It is when your family or boss is nagging at and putting you down, and you believe every damn thing they say. This is when you feel like shit every day, when you wake up to, and not care about the unhealthy side effects of it. This is the place you've become a supply for the narcissistic matrix. Most people spend their waking lives hypnotized by their sensory world, which gives them the illusion of truth being out there. Consciousness provides the energy of life, and that's the reason narcissists, the gaslight, and social conditioning keep their targets hypnotized. When you start to question the gaslight and social conditioning program in your life, you start to unwire the effects of it and see the scope of narcissism. Don't bother to ask the authorities for the answers, because authorities won't tell you. They have too much to lose and everything to gain by keeping us trapped in a six-sided box. You must find the answers within yourself to free yourself. You are your own oracle, and your oracle's sole purpose is to function not as a narcissistic supply, but as a guide, moving you to new dimensions in awareness. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember, knowledge is freedom.